What's good, everybody? Back once again. And so, Undisputed is back. It just with it's like they basically swapped out like Shannon Sharp big old self and just basically, this big brother and traded him in for three smaller brothers. It's almost like a de-evolution type of thing. Like they broke him down to see how many parts I guess they could get. So there's Skip with Richard, Michael, and Keyshawn. And talk about a weird cast of characters. I get where Skip was thinking. And I guess we'll have to see how it goes for Skip. As far as, okay, so the show part, I was like, I think that'll be fine. I was like, everybody done pretty much seen like the clip, Skip sort of just in the arms of, just all sad face, like a toddler that just been like, not even putting time out, but just like, you can't, somebody took his toy away and he sees it being played with, but nobody is giving him his toy back to play with how he wants to play with. He's, wherever you was in school, and like people wanted to pick like superpowers or something like that, and they start playing, and then you start the game, but they don't even play with you, kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just some childhood stuff for me, but the show gonna be fine once they get down the routine of talking here, talking here, talking here. This is our viewpoint. We're gonna be a little bit dramatic, gonna be crazy, gonna have a little skit within the show type of thing. They'll get on point. I was like the Skip being like everybody talking and over me up. So that'll get squad. That'll get not like Skip gonna be like. I don't think that. I don't think Skip's gonna put any pressure on them to not be themselves. I just think that it takes a minute to get in a rhythm of like, you talk this way, I talk this way, you talk like that, you're doing this over here. It's nothing that's any different than any communication amongst multiple people, especially new people. Uh, we all got friends and stuff like that where you're talking and you got something on your mind that somebody just said, and then somebody else says something, and you're like waiting to like jump rope, where you just wait for your turn to get in, kind of thing. And then sometimes you just know I gotta blur it out, otherwise I'm not gonna get what I needed to say in. So that's gonna resolve itself. The but I was like the thought of the three of them, you basically went with three of the most talkative, expressive, very. I was like, cause Michael Irvin is very like emotional, and he's a very emoticon type of person. But Keyshawn and Richard, they're not really like on the field and stuff like that. Yeah, but not necessarily in like while they're talking. But they can do it. But I was like, you got Michael basically with the theatrics of the whole thing. While I think Sherman probably is going to be a little bit more of the level head. See, Keyshawn just got a calm tone. Even when he gets it, he's sort of a weird one here because I don't know how he is with debating. Just because Michael got the flair of it. Richard Sherman, I feel like he can do a lot of debating. But Keyshawn is sort of, he'll talk about things, but he out debating and getting into that. I don't feel like that's where some of the pieces are off, because we see how each of them have been off on the field and their personality, but is their personality going to show up on a debate show in the way that you needed to be to come up with basically the moments that we've been pretty much seeing ever since they've been coming on the show. And that's the part where over time is that going to be able to keep up with things. What Stephen A gets Shannon, they're going to have their first pop-up clip, especially when they go at it. That's what's going to happen. But it's about the longevity of it, of are you going to be able to have enough viral moment and enough content and enough consistency to keep things going? Because you might not have enough of the viral takes or the viral things or enough, so that's when that's when you're just gonna have to be good enough to have the audience that is like, oh, let's hear what they have to say. I might catch something. Don't really care too much. Background noise, but maybe, oh, okay, that was a good point. You got some good people in here. Okay, they rotating. Like any type of any of these shows, we know how it goes. But for at least at the beginning, it's going to be wild. At least when it's about to have the Cowboys on. 3 of the 4 is Cowboy people. Keyshawn isn't like Michael and Skip as far as Cowboy this, Cowboy that. But he's been with the Cowboys, so he got more knowledge on it and stuff like that to where not biased, but he'll be a little bit more on Cowboy side. So I was like, that's when you can have like the 3 versus Sherman. Then I was like, it's just going to be something that you play out with over the whole year. But I think having 3 of them will work good as far as a balance of you're not relying on one whole person. You're not going that way. You won't get too tired of Skip, because I think Skip has gotten himself to a point where even though we know what he is draining people, and that's sort of what you don't want to do in this. And that's what he's doing. You don't want to get drowned out like that. But at the same time, the other ones will drown him out. But I think in a good way of letting them argue while he's able to sit. Then he comes in with his thing. Maybe somebody gets riled up. Maybe one of them joins Skip. It'd be Michael. I don't see Richard or Keyshawn over here being like, Skip, you right. Nah, that's a Michael thing. That's gonna be Michael over here backing him up, being a hype man, all at the same time. Yeah, but I think at least for the football season, when other sports start coming in, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he might get some new hosts for basketball. I think that, to me, if that's the case, I would like, unless you like, if you got a top heavy show of football and maybe a couple basketball in there, cool, keep the crew. But once I think it starts getting more out of football, which is a long time, and you get into more basketball heavy, I think that's when he should try to get some more basketball people in that's going to work with that same dynamic. I don't know who that could be, just because I feel like the football players are a little bit more willing to do this back and forth with him than the basketball people. Especially the basketball dudes are really just doing their own podcasts a lot more than a little bit of the football people. But yeah, no, I think I don't know if it would be what they had it with Skip and Shannon, but will it be able to keep on going to where everything is like, it's fine, it's cool, and you don't have, and there's no fire around you? Then yeah, I think it'll be all right. But anyway, we just got to see how the rest of the season go. At least during football, I think they'll be good during football. Football, sort of like the way football is sort of covered for a lot of blemishes of anything. But anyway, if you liked any of my video and an analysis, maybe you got some different viewpoints, let me know. But also, thanks, I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But till then, peace. I'm out.